Sam Acho, how much should the Chiefs fear the Bengals?
They should have immense fear for the Bengals. They should have a ton of fear for the Bengals. They should fear them more than anybody else fears them because they have to play them. And oh, by the way, they have to play the same team that beat them just a few weeks ago in Week 17 when it was all on the line. If we all remember, Kansas City was up big in that game. They were up 14 points on multiple occasions, not only in the first quarter, but also in the second quarter going into halftime. And the Bengals didn't blink. Joe Burrow didn't blink. Jamar Chase, not only did he not blink, he went for 11 catches and 266 yards. And so for me, there should be immense fear. Remember we talk about Cheetah. Remember we talk about that peace sign. There's another dude on the other side of the ball that could be throwing up that peace sign as well. That's Jamar Chase. But it's not just him, and that's where the fear should come into place. You look at it, they got 3 receivers who are in the top 30 in receptions, Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins. No other team in the NFL has that. They also have a running back in Joe Mixon who is 3rd in rushes as far as rushing yards, and also he's 3rd in touches out of all NFL players. They are a balanced attack offensively. That hasn't even mentioned the defensive weapons. And so for all of those reasons, and obviously Stephen A., you said what you said about Mahomes and LA and all those things. I actually think the Bengals are going to win this game. I think they're going to win this game just like they won the game in Week 17. Why? Because they have the offensive firepower to match Patrick Mahomes. They do not blink. Last thing, and then you can go ahead and say what you got to say because you've been pondering and thinking and considering for weeks and pontificating. I get it. The Kansas City Chiefs are the number 1 team in the NFL in yards after catch. So that's number 1. They are really explosive. You know who's also in the top 5? Actually, number 4? It's the Cincinnati Bengals. Weapons, 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 weapons. That's what you got to be concerned about.
Good, RC.
Yeah, I don't disagree with the analysis. I do believe many of those things about the Cincinnati Bengals. But I do disagree with the fact that that's enough to go to Kansas City and win. Because the Kansas City Chiefs also lost to Josh Allen and the Bills 38-20 early on in the season. The Josh Allen Bills had confidence walking into that game. Josh Allen played absolutely out of his mind, and they still lost. Patrick Mahomes, and I said this last week, Patrick Mahomes is who Aaron Rodgers would be if Aaron Rodgers actually elevated his play in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen, one of the most talented guys we've ever seen play the game. He's had epic regular seasons, but he's had better postseasons. He's had bigger moments in the playoffs. And we saw that same thing last week against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Every opportunity that they needed, or every chance he had to make a play, where he had a chance to give a rebuttal, the answer was correct. He found the solution. And I think we see the same thing this week. Do I think it's going to be a competitive game? Absolutely. Do these teams match up very closely? Absolutely. I believe that Patrick Mahomes in these moments is a cut above. It took both tackles being out against Tom Brady. It took a depleted offensive roster being out against Tom Brady for Patrick Mahomes to not seed last year. Only 2 teams have beat him in the playoffs, and they were both quarterbacked by the GOAT. Joe Burrow, maybe in the future, but not today.
The Kansas City Chiefs should be scared to death. They really should.
Thank you.
For a couple
now you
reasons.
go and you side with Acho. What is wrong with you?
Let me explain.
Coming to your senses, Stephen A.
Let me explain, RC. That brother Joe Burrow, and it's hard for me because when I compliment dudes from LSU, I got to deal with you and swagger. You know, and it just gets on my nerves to have to do that. But when you're right, you're right. Joe Burrow is the real deal. It's the real deal. I would remind everybody that last week, even though it was against Ryan Tannehill, who's another accident waiting to happen, I knew he'd blow it, gonna throw a damn interception on the first play of the game, just completely quelling the momentum. People fresh out of their tailgate parties, and Ryan Tannehill already ruined their mood 3 seconds into the damn game. That's what compromised the Tennessee Titans, okay? That and Vrabel not running the football enough and giving it to Foreman more. But here's the reality. Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times and still beat him. And I know that when they played Kansas City earlier this season, Ryan Clark, he got sacked 4 times. And I expect Frank Clark and Chris Jones and those boys to get at him again with that offensive line the way that they looked last week. but he still threw for like 446 yards against them. That brother Jamar Chase, another LSU dude. Okay, because one of my favorite moments in all of television was when LSU was about to play Alabama for the national title. Not Alabama, sorry, Clemson, but LSU was going for the national title. And Ryan Clark was giving the motivational speech, and Swagoo was sitting there. I mean, it's one of the great moments in television. I'm telling you, it was something to behold watching that on television. It was special. I saw this brother Jamar Chase, and I knew he was good. I didn't know this brother was on this level. He is spectacular. And he had 266 receiving yards. But here's the thing. He was targeted 12 times. He caught 11 passes. And then in the postgame, talked about the defenders going up against him, including number 35 for Kansas City. He was talking some smack. And Jamar Chase said, I had to give it to him. Okay? That's the kind of brother this cat, Jamar Chase, is. And the thing about Burrow, particularly I watching him last week, like the first 7 or 8 passes, I think it was against the Raiders, the first 7 or 8 passes he threw to Jamar Chase, he didn't even look for T. Higgins, mixing on anybody else. I'm going here, and the reason why that's important, guys, is because, Patrick Mahomes could do that to a degree as well. Here's my point, guys. As a basketball guy, one of the things I love about basketball is that we all talk, because of football is so complicated. You're talking about things schematically. Offense, defense, special teams, everything is scheme. Basketball comes down at times to, this is what I'm going to do. Here's who's going to do it. And there ain't a damn thing you could do about it. That's what I saw. And that's what I see when I watch Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.